I made it to Oregon, where pot is legal and people are afraid of vaccines. I don't have very much time here, and I really would like to get to know it a lot more, and I know that there is a ton to see. Apparently where I am right now is in some kind of rain shadow. It's been really, really dry since I got out of the Boise National Forest. Still pretty dry, but then I hear I'm gonna hit the Cascades, and then things will start to get really, really green. Not like this though, where they're watering in the middle of the day and it's going all over the street. One thing that's very important to do is change your time zone. All right, so I'm on the interstate for the majority of today. I think I probably got another 300-400 miles on the interstate. And I'll be keeping it that way just to keep it simple and make it quick. It's not that I don't like Oregon or that I don't want to see it, but I got deadlines to make. So I'm actually doing really well today. I'm feeling great. Even though today is going to be an all-riding day, which I tend not to like, I'm in pretty high spirits here. So here we go. Today, I finally find myself in the west coast state of Oregon. Oregon was the 33rd state admitted to the Union. It's also one of the most geographically diverse. Oregon has a little bit of everything: shrubland plains, glaciers, rainforests, deserts, and volcanoes. The territory of Oregon was centered more or less around the city of Portland. It was geographically well placed. The Columbia River gave agricultural and logging industries within the territory access to the ocean. There was a dispute as to what to name the city on the Columbia River. It was nicknamed the Clearing as there was a lot of deforested land around the new settlement. The name eventually came down to a coin toss. The winner won 2 out of 3 tosses, naming the city Portland. The Portland penny, the coin toss to name the city, is still on display in the headquarters of the Oregon Historical Society. How settlers got to Oregon is by the yellow brick road of the Wild West, the Oregon Trail. The trail started in St. Louis, the gateway to the west, and ended in Portland. It was a treacherous 2,170-mile journey that would take 4 to 6 months to cross if you averaged 15 miles or less per day. It cost about $150 to $200 to cross per person, or about $4,000 to $5,000 today. While it may be safer, it would take a year to circumnavigate South America to get to the West Coast. It was also much more expensive. Crossing wasn't easy either. We have significant documentation from those that had crossed. About 1 in 200 people carried a diary. The number 1 cause of death was disease. This is before the age of antibiotics, so anything as simple as an infected cut could be fatal if not cleaned well. Native American attacks were a huge issue on the trail. White pioneers would constantly hunt in lands already occupied by native tribes, causing friction and violence along the trail. When the Civil War broke out in 1861, U.S. military presence on the trail dwindled drastically as the troops were withdrawn to fight the Confederacy. The Oregon Trail would meander through different areas to avoid native hotspots. Many people my age remember playing the Oregon Trail video game as a child. For me, it was always a good day in computer class when we got to play it. If you wanted to play on easy mode, you would start as a doctor or a banker. 60 to 80% of trail goers were farmers, which was hard mode in the video game. Farmers in real life already owned a wagon, livestock team, and many other necessary supplies to cross. It was good to know a farmer that was crossing if you were a miner, carpenter, blacksmith, or any other middle-class trade. Traffic on the trail was greatly diminished when the Trans-Continental Railroad was completed in 1869. There was nearly half a century of passage, or 4 to 6 generations, that used the Oregon Trail. The railroad was much cheaper, faster, and safer. I've been riding 80 miles an hour the entire way, and I am exhausted. Put on 2 pairs of jeans last night just because I knew it would be so cold, and 2 pairs of socks, and 2 shirts. And I'm still wearing them, and it's actually kind of nice because it does keep me out of the elements a little bit, but all my freaking nads hurt a lot. I had to pull over. It's now around, 2 o'clock. I still have 3.5 hours to go, which means I'm probably not according to Google, so that means I'm probably not going to get there until about, 7 at the latest, maybe. Google will tell you how far you can go, but I have to take, motorcyclists have to take these breaks. They just get off, walk around, let their nerves settle down and let the blood flow back into their fingers a bit, because it is like a battle. It is really pretty here though. I've entered into the Blue Mountains, which are much more lush and full of foliage. I'm not really sure if these are a part of the Cascades or if I have yet to hit those. As as good as I think I am at geography, I was always under the impression that just all the mountains in the western end of the country were part of the Rockies. That's not the case. So I found a rest stop. I'm gonna grab something sugary to eat to get some calories down, refill my water bottle, put on sunscreen, take off these extra layers. Yeah, I'm gonna derobe, and it'll look weird because I have jeans on underneath my jeans, but they don't know where I freaking rode in from, so I can get over it.